Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wahar Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders and the bishops, GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect brethren out there in the four corners of the globe, pushing this truth and all truth and sincerity and strength of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. GMS Arkansas got this little quick lesson. Just want to speak on some prophecy because Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy and we are here to prophesy. Okay? This right here reminds me of the prophecy that was given in Genesis that one nation would be stronger than the other. And when Isaac said that you will basically be under your brother, told Esau in Genesis 27. Now, right now, Esau is controlling the world because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. But as you can see in this photo of this artist rendition, this is who Yahweh Shai, he has chains around the necks of these Edomites. And you see his men in the background. The nation of Israel is 144,000. You see chariots flying in the air. So this would be a future prophecy. Because right now, this situation is not on the earth. The last we seen, they used to have Esau with chains on our necks, or fetters of iron. Okay. So this is a future prophecy. When you go into the Old Testament, and people like to think, oh, the Old Testament is done away. It's not done away with. It's the law of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai said, I come in the volume of the book. Okay. This is a future prophecy in Genesis 49. And I started 3. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, who is his people Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He will beautify the meek with salvation. The meek are the lowly, and we are in that lowly spot. And that salvation is deliverance from our enemies. He said, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. And if we're singing aloud upon our beds, that means we're in a good case. Okay? And this is what we will be doing in the kingdom of heaven. It will be joyful. We're going to be singing those high praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for giving us the victory over our enemies and giving us that salvation. He says, let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. When you go into, let's look up a word in here. Let's go into the word praises. Okay. Uplifting, uprising, exaltation. You see that? And high exaltation. Okay, worshiping and exalting the Most High for what he has done. Okay, for us. Okay. It says, and a two-edged sword in their hand. In that day, we're going to have a literal two-edged sword. Because with a two-edged sword, it basically where it can cut in two directions. But when you look at it spiritual, the sword represents the spiritual authority under the Most High's word. Okay? And you know his word is known as that sword. Let me show you. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. There it is. Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and joints and marrows, and it is the discerner of thoughts and intents of the heart. So this word will cut you like a sword. It will devour you if you coming against it. Okay? The spiritual authority, the sword. Okay? And you know hand represents power. And it's also in, I think, Ephesians 6:17. Okay? So this is that penetrating power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai's truth. Okay? To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To execute vengeance, man. This is a righteous judgment. Okay? This is that vengeance is righteous judgments against rebellion, against evil, against the proud, and upon the heathen being the nations of people outside of the covenant, of God's covenant. Who did the covenant go to? Well, let's see who the covenant went to. Let's go to Leviticus 26 in the last verse. These are the statutes and the judgments and laws which the Lord Yahweh made between him and the children of Israel on Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. So the covenant is to the Israelites. Okay? Those heathen of everybody outside of God's covenant, Esau, mainly the main one. Because you was the twin brother who saw your birthright. You was right there at getting the blessing, and you messed it up. But it was all the Spirit of the Lord. Okay? You oppose the Most High, and you oppose the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, God's children. Okay? And punishments upon the people. The continuing theme of the judgments. Okay? To bind their kings. See what I'm saying? To bind their kings, man, with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron. Man, when you see this, when you go into bind, it basically means tie someone up, as you see on the picture. These Edomites are tied up. In the artist's rendition, when it says the nobles, they will represent nobles. Nobles are like people with maybe like leaders and officials of high rank. Okay? Which the Most High is higher than any human status or position. The kings, the governments, okay? The human authority. You know, the power. The chains are showing that, when you look up chains, they're showing, let me look up the word chain, if I may. Chains 21:31. Spark, fetters, man. Bond, chain, fetters. You see that? Fetters, man. Chains. Okay? Chains show that no ruler is ultimately above Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's control. That's what these chains are showing you right now. Because it don't look like they ain't controlling nothing. Okay? And their nobles with their leaders with fetters of iron. Fetters, man, those are restraints. You see that's what you see them having. that you bind a prisoner with. And the way they look, they're prisoners. They're prisoners of the Israelites. They're prisoners of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This is how you treat a prisoner. And iron represents what? Something strong and firm that's difficult to break. So when you see fetters of iron, there ain't no breaking out of that. Okay? When we was in slavery, we didn't break out of those fetters of iron unless they let us out. So this is a position of difficulty that's going to be on you Edomites in the future. Okay? When you deal with a king, he might have armies, influence, they got wealth, but that don't put him outside of the reach of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay? Spoken of right here, Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, that the intent of the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the bases of men. And he set it over us the bases of men. He set the wicked up over us, man. So we will know how the world will be ruled in wickedness, and we can know how to rule in righteousness and how to deal with that wickedness, man. So it says the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. There it is. So no matter what king, what power a king think he got, what kind of wealth he think he got, he's still not going to be outside of the control of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He's not. It says to execute upon them the judgment written, to carry out what Most High has already declared. That's that judgment written. He's already declared these things against those who oppose him. This honor have ye all his saints. Who are his saints? His saints are the Israelites. I go back one chapter. Let's go to the 14th verse. He exalted his horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel. A people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. You see, praise ye the Lord, meaning we're giving the Lord all the honor. You're giving him all the distinction, all the honor. And you know, when you give someone honor, you give them that distinction. Okay. Like a privilege. Praise ye the Lord, meaning what? The praise is going to be praising the Lord. You're not praising no kind of human strength or violence. You're praising the Heavenly Father himself as giving that victory. Okay. I'm going to look up a word right quick. Let me look up this word right quick. Let me see something. Arbitrary. Arbitrary is deciding by one's own discretion, depending on one's judgment, generally in reference to an authority or a government, from Latin arbitrarius, of arbitration, done by means of arbitration, not regulated by fixed laws, hence depending on the will. Also uncertain, from arbiter, a judge, an umpire, or a mediator, one who goes somewhere as a witness or a judge. See that? Arbitration. Arbitrator, a person who has power of judging absolute according to his own pleasure in a dispute. So that's how the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is judging this planet by his own pleasure. He ain't got no set rule. You know. So it's consistent with what he has established. What he has established, okay, when he set that rule. Okay. So it says to execute upon them the judgment written, This honor have all his saints praise ye the Lord. So we give the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, all the glory and all the praise for bringing us salvation and bringing us that victory that we are going to get over Esau and these Edomites in the coming days, man. Future prophecy. So I hope this lesson was edifying to the election of Israel. Kahalah Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Waharachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, and elders, and the bishops. GMS who rule well and teach well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.